I'd like to now go ahead and introduce Managing Partner and Senior Vice President of Strategic Partnerships and Business Development at KWL, Ro Williams. In addition to the CEO of SX Liquors, David Knight. And of course, last but not least, the man who needs no introduction, Grammy-nominated international superstar, responsible for hits including Say Ah, Bottoms Up, and Nana, Trey Songz.
No doubt. Woo! Woo! I had a couple more hits than that. How y'all doing? Everybody good? I first like to thank y'all for coming out in this ridiculous weather. It's cold as hell outside, and you know, we have beverages back there to warm you up. David and I have been in talks now for almost a year about what it is that we're presenting to you today. Ro and I have been in business for way longer than that. And I'll let David kick it off with a little bit of knowledge about the brand and the company. And Dave, you got the floor.
Yeah, thank you so much. What a great milestone in the SX history. We started this journey actually in this hotel in the middle of last year, where I got to meet Trey and the team and present to him the journey that we've been on. So I founded this company. I can't believe it's nearly 7 years ago. It took 3.5 years to actually produce these lovely ladies that we have here. We've got the team from Foresight in the room that designed the bottles. Just an amazing, amazing job in terms of breaking through the industry with our packaging. And I think that really defines what SX is all about. It stands for essential and exotic. And we deliver that in our packaging. We deliver that in the taste that we provide. So I'm glad you all had an opportunity to try it. It's a very exciting kind of new breakthrough innovation in infusions of flavors. Not surprising when you look at the bottle, and not surprising that we have Trey Songz at the table with us. SX is primarily positioned towards our female target. I worked at Gatorade for many years and worked on the Propel business, which I thought was an amazing insight, where Gatorade was for guys and Propel was customized for females. So it's fitness water for females. And when I looked at the opportunity after being in the corporate world for nearly 30 years and wanted to become an entrepreneur, I saw the opportunity of really developing a female range of spirits. And again, it was like 2008, and to date there had been no spirits for women, which I think is a real shame. And my wife said to me, you know, go out and develop some spirits for females out there. So that's what we did. The brand is off to an amazing start. We are breaking industry records in terms of gold medals for design, gold medals for tasting of the product, and now it's all about taking that exciting platform and ramping it up both nationally and internationally. And to do that, we needed to find the best person on the planet that could help us market, not only from collaboration of ideas, but also the ability to take it to the people. And when we were introduced to Trey Songz and his amazing following, especially for females, it was just the perfect fit. We defined the brand in really just 2 words: sexy and fun. And when you look at that, there's only a couple of things at this table that represent that, and it's not me. It's the bottles, and it's Trey, and it's Ro. So when we think about the excitement of the brand, this announcement that we're making today with Trey and myself and KWL and Ro is just going to really redefine what the spirits industry can be. And so we're super excited about that. I've always lived my marketing life as NBDB, never been done before. So what can you actually do in marketing and in the industry that people haven't even imagined? And the nice thing about, the partnership and the collaboration with Trey has the same approach to his music, fashion, and what he does. He loves technology, loves apps, and so already we're seeing a huge collaboration and impact in the marketplace. So super exciting for us.
Definitely.
Yeah. That was a long riff.
No, it was good. I like the sexy part.
So I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself and Trey. I've been with Trey now for 6.5 years, I think. So it's been a great journey. But in that time, I've witnessed him be an amazing ambassador for so many different brands and music, broadly and internationally. So when this opportunity came along, it was very unique because we've had offers from different people. Everybody, Ciroc, Hennessy, Grey Goose. And we've done great things with him because his work ethic is unmatched. But when we saw this, it was so perfectly aligned with the Trey Songz brand. Again, like David said, sexy, fun. And for me, as someone who comes from the finance world but has done marketing with different brands, I think that it's also a great business opportunity. So we're really excited to continue to give his fans something amazing and interesting. And he's a person who likes to innovate and do different things. So when people saw this, it was almost like his fans erupted as though they were waiting for it. So we're excited to be here. We're excited that you are all here. You have the amazing opportunity today to witness something that's going to be historic. And I believe that in my heart, and I think that Trey is the perfect person for this brand.
Well, thank you. I've been making music now for 10 years, and I've seen people that I look up to, people that are kind of like big brothers to me, go on and be awesome entrepreneurs. Within being an entrepreneur, you have to have a couple things. You have to have guts. You have to really believe in yourself, and you have to not be scared to take a loss. You have to know what risk and reward, what the balance is there. And you know, as Rose said, we've had the chance to align ourselves with a lot of great brands and do a lot of things with them, whether it be my 30th birthday party, whether it be whole tours, videos that we've done with other brands as well. Great partnerships. But all in all, as a man, as a CEO of my company, I've learned that you know, certain things will work for a certain amount of time. And fans are very smart these days, consumers. I won't even call them fans at this point because they buy. They buy whether it be T-shirts, they buy whether it be albums, they buy ticket sales. When they know that it's something that I fully give of myself, something that I truly believe in, they have no problem spending their money. With SX, the idea was brought to me by my management team, JoJo Brim in the back playing the cut. And as Dave said, we were here in this building. And you know, I first was very interested in the bottle. The bottle's unlike anything I've ever seen. And if you really pay close attention, it's like a lady's legs crossed, which represents to me sexy but classy at the same time. If you notice, unlike any other brand, we got vodka, we got tequila, we have rum. That's not happening. If you look at the synergy of what is happening while we're launching right now, having a very successful tour right now with another successful tour lined up for afterwards, having a relaunch of my album, Slow Motion, which is the relaunch single for Trigga Reloaded, is the first video where I've decided to place SX in. Very sexy, very tasteful video, very great placement. We did our first in-store down in Miami where I actually reside and where SX birthplace is. So the synergy there is awesome as well. It just feels like, for me, with the wide range of tastes in everyone, because I take part in libations from time to time again. And when we had the tasting actually here, and I was able to sit and be candid with Dave about which one I love the most, which one I think we could mix it with this, trying to get with our mixologist and make sure that we make something special for everything. My favorite now is Cha Cha Cha, which you'll find probably about 8 bottles of after my shows. And by the time we leave, which is usually like an hour after the show, all the bottles are empty. That's without really telling people what's going on. And this is the first official release that we've done, the official statement we've given, but the way I want this brand to be viewed is very organically. It aligns with my lifestyle so perfectly, with it being sexy and fun, with it being something that we want to push forward to women. I have a very rabid fan base that is very engaged in all that I do, and it ranges from a great wide range. So what I plan to do with my angels is have SX angels for those that are 21 and over, that can feel a part of something. That's what we've been able to do with my whole career, is make my fans feel a part of what it is I'm doing, make it feel as though I'm not selling them something per se, because it's something that I would drink if I wasn't an owner. I hope you all have tried it, and once again, I thank y'all for coming out in this cold weather, because it is freezing outside. And, you know, it's something we're very excited about. As Dave said, we're moving very fast since we've kind of locked down. And we haven't even really had the opportunity to go through all the plans that we want to because everything is so busy. So we'll catch up an hour here, an hour there after the show, before the show. But I envision this to be the fastest growing spirit of 2015 and moving forward, just because of the commitment that Dave has, the commitment that I have, the commitment that Ro have. We will not fail. You will see SX everywhere I go. It will be used as a tool within a tool of how shall I say, if you want Trey Songz, you got to have SX too, as far as promoters go, as far as shows go, as far as clubs go, as far as any venue I'm in. We need commitments from the parties that will be wanting commitments from us. So using that as what it is that we'll be pushing forward for every part, everything Trey Songz will involve SX. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing SX in your homes, SX, SX right on your bar. I want you to request it at the clubs, and I really want y'all to, if y'all haven't tasted, I know it's a lot, so you can pick a flavor and taste today, and I'll actually have a drink with you all. If y'all want to do a toast before we leave here, I would actually like that. I know y'all got work to do. Look at Johnny, he's like, hell yeah, hell yeah, I got here late, boy, where the liquors at? Where the liquors?
It is Friday, so everybody could.
Where the liquors? So what we could do is, if we could actually line up enough drinks for that to happen, and we'll take questions as well at this point.
Any questions out there? Yes.
I wanted to find out, going forward, I know Tremaine is coming out later this year. So
Yes, sir.
I wanted to find out how integrated, this will be with campaign.
Well, Tremaine is actually, for those of you who may not know, is an album that I actually started along the same time that I started Trigga. In the process of making the album, I kind of, in Trigga, Tremaine, Trey Songz has all kind of been the three personalities I've given you musically throughout my career. Whether it's been labeled that or not is one thing or another. So Say I, you have records like Say I, Bottoms Up Camp, you have records like Two Reasons, Nah Nah, that I would all consider like Trigga records. Then you have records like Can't Be Friends, you have records like Can't Help But Wait, you have records like Last Time that all fall into another category of my personality. So with this album, Trigga, I decided to kind of split them apart. With Trigga Reloaded coming soon and Trigga doing so well, I wanted to gear records like Slow Motion and other records that I had that I had no place for because I didn't feel they belonged on Tremaine, and I wanted more people to hear Trigga. So April 14th is when Trigga Reloaded will come out, and towards the end of the year, I'll be pushing forward to Tremaine, and I also have another tour. I'm going on tour with Nicki Minaj throughout Europe in the months of March and April. And when I come back, we're looking at probably the fall to do a Trigga tour with the Tremaine album coming immediately after that. So probably a single by the end of the summer.
So what can we expect from the Tremaine album next?
It's just another layer of myself. You know, Trigga has a lot of what I feel is currently very prevalent in music. You know, having R&B with the hip hop undertones, and you know, I'll always be true R&B, and I'll always find a way to put that in there. Whether I'm talking slick over top of it or not, that's another thing. But the Tremaine album, I think, will kind of be more like the base of what my career started as. You know, and trying to kind of gear. If you look at Slow Motion, if you hear the song, if you look at the videos, it's romantic. You know what I mean? The song may feel like a club record, and it's got that kind of mustard bounce in the same tempo as a lot of the hits that are on the radio now. But it's showing a woman that she could be loved. You know, that she's beautiful. And music now, R&B and rap the same. I feel like it's easier to make women feel sexy, to be a bad bitch, to be this, that, and the other, when I feel like the Tremaine album will kind of put women on the pedestal again and show that it's cool to love, that it's cool to be romantic, it's cool to want to be in relationships, it's cool. And And SX is perfect in that setting as well. I really want y'all to go check out the slow mesh video just so you can see how SX is used in the video. It's a sexy setting, me and my girl going back to the crib, you know, it's a couple drinks poured up. It's very sensual. It's not overly grotesque, like, oh, it's crazy what they doing, you know. It was a little crazy, though. Who's next? Okay, good, we can drink.
Johnny, you
No,
got a question?
No, I just want to say one thing. This is actually,
No, you can't take all of these bottles home.
you should also come up with a seventh one, and that could just be pure water. Because if you're going to drink and you're going to...
No, you can't get a percentage. Right. You still
Sexy
can't get a
water.
percentage.
But I just wanted to say to your question, you know, Tremaine and Trigga, there's the duality of the man that is Trey Songz, this artist, you know. So Tremaine takes care of his family, he's vulnerable, he falls in love, and Trigga is, you know, flies above the fray. He has, you know, one night stands, for lack of a better term. He's out in the world doing what he does. So no, but not in a bad.
No, I'm just playing.
No, not in a bad way. He's
In the
a
greatest
young
way.
he's a young man, and so he's living his life and having a great time. But he still has this really interesting duality in who he is and what he presents to the world, and that is Trey Songz. So this brand, aligned with that, given the variety here, we think it's a perfect extension and kind of a collision of all of that.
So, Trey, which
Awesome.
bottle is Trey and which bottle is Tremaine?
Oh, what a cha-cha-cha definitely is Trigga.
That's fine.
I love the Negro, kind of keeps me, but I love the Calypso, which is the rum. I would say that's kind of Tremaine. The bottle's very smooth. You know, if you feel the cha-cha-cha's got a little grain felt to it. Like every bottle when you hold it
Yeah, it has
actually
a different
feels a little
texture.
different. It's a different
Yeah.
texture, it's a different tone. And yeah, I would say cha-cha-cha and maybe Calypso or Negro.
Yeah, it's interesting. When we built the SX brand, we wanted to actually have a range of taste, look, and feel. And so the Negro is a 96 proof. It's the world's first aged vodka. It was aged in a tequila barrel. And so it's really delicious. So for those that like a stronger, more spirity bite, like a Hennessy, etc., that's the perfect kind of on-the-rocks drink. And then you've got tequila with honey and lemon, which is just so sensual and smooth on the cha-cha-cha side. And there's everything in between. So
I'll drink that
it's
straight.
it's interesting that you know, we've got a range, and there's been so much synergy before we even met in terms of what we were thinking. I mean, we have the SX Angels, Trey has the Trey Angels, and they're going to come together and work together, both from brand building but also philanthropically. We're both aligned about women's causes, which is amazing as well. So there's just, every time we talk about an idea or what we've been doing, they just completely overlap, which is just super exciting as we bring these two businesses together as one.
Question. Did you ever think about having a men's version?
No, I think while it's much like my music, while it's primarily focused on women, men understand. You know, it's like I'm speaking for men when I sing my music. If you the right kind of man, you're gonna have what the woman want. You understand?
Most guys, they want to have like a bourbon or cognac or...
Oh, well, that would be more geared towards Dave, but I feel like where we are in position now, we have a lot. This is a lot for people to take in initially. You know, I think the brand growth is there's no ceiling on what it is we can actually do. But right now, I think we have a strong start point with Dave, like mentioning, since conception, 7 years. I've been involved probably 6 months now, and with us, really just press and go. Where we are right now is a lovely point. Down in Florida, we're very strong. Here in New York, we're starting to get our bubble, and this is why we want to speak to you guys here. We did like I said, an in-store down in Florida with not much time before to put it together. The line was around the corner. The actual store that we went to ordered cases on cases. They ordered, what, about 80 cases that day. Within a week of us putting this together, we actually were aligned with the Opium Group. We had Story, Live down in Miami, who have committed to cases as well very early on. So, like I said, I look for us to grow very fast because we're very ambitious and we're very committed to the product, and we really are with all our hearts. Everything Trey Songz will be SX as well. And like I said, as an artist, I think somebody who's been doing this, like I said, 10 years, the game has changed so much within that time, and the few that get to stay and get to experience true wealth, who get to teach those that come after, that artistry isn't only about creativity, it's about business, it's about knowing what your strong points are, it's about knowing that you have a product that you can sell well, that you can sell without selling out. And I think I have that here.
Where can the general public purchase this? Online or, like you said, Miami, starting to come here? But
Yeah, so we're rapidly building distribution. That's our key objective as we take it from our East Coast stronghold. So think about it as Florida, New York, Maryland, New Jersey, Connecticut, and take it west. Our website has online ability, so you can order bottles. In fact, we did a Valentine's Day promo, free shipping for 3 bottles, I think, and we got a huge uptick in there. But we would ask the general public to, like, there should not be a liquor store, bar, or restaurant in this country that doesn't have SX, and that's the mission.
And outside of this country.
And then back to my homeland in Australia, right? So I think that's the power that we have with Trey. And you know, at the end of the day, the product looks great, tastes great, very unique, very different, and that's what we've been trying to build here. But every day we're picking up new accounts. Every day we're growing our footprint, and it's really about a movement. You know, we've started a movement here, which is very unique to the spirits industry. And one thing that we observed when we started this product was that there was no female beverages, so we ticked that box. And 7 years ago, there was no alcohol brands using social media and e-commerce, and we've got double plays on that now. So, you know, our level playing field in terms of marketing and using social media is just phenomenal. And so you'll see a lot of what we do in the social sphere and driving people to stores and driving people to clubs and nightclubs. And basically, our promise is, you know, have a fun, sexy time with SX. Doesn't get too wrong with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I'm not gonna let nobody go in front of you.
Trey, now we know cha-cha-cha is your favorite. What's your favorite mix?
My favorite mix, I actually love to drink the cha-cha-cha straight. No, because as we got some lemon and honey in there, so you don't really, you don't taste the bite.
Okay.
You'll see.
I throw a little Sprite in there sometimes. The Blanco I mix with cranberry. It gets a little tricky, you know what I mean? You can do a lot of things. So, and what we plan to do is, you know, we have an expert mixologist on board as well. So we want to mix the greatest cocktails, because I've been told in the liquor industry that you can buy a cocktail without knowing what the bottle is, but you can't buy the bottle without knowing what it is. You know what I mean? If a cocktail has a name, people will go in and buy it. But so, like when we were with Grey Goose, we had 7 different drinks we put together that boosted what the sales did, just because of the names that were aligned with it. Like right now, the cha-cha-cha with a little Sprite, we're calling that slow motion. And the single's actually taken off a lot. So what I want to do, slow motion's not in my show right now, but one of the things I look to do that I think is marketing without really pushing it in people's face is have it very organically in the VIP lounges, at the shows, have it on the screens when slow motion plays. And it's very important to me that people know that this is something that I actually like, something that I actually love. And within that time space, I think it'll be gradually. SX! You know what I'm saying?
But on sxliquors.com, there's also a menu where the mixologist puts up a bunch of different things and interesting things. Obviously, with all these flavors, there's a ton you can do with it. So we encourage people to go there and play around with the options. And again, we'll be launching names to different beverages over time as he releases records. It's a part of his life now, so it'll be incorporated as such.
Ro and Trey, I just want to ask, you know, it seems like every tour or every other, maybe a movie, if you want to get into, already has preset sponsorships attached to it. So is it tricky to navigate those waters as to what you represent and what each project or each thing that you do represents, and how do you navigate?
It's a case by case basis. You know, some people, if you're going to do a reality show, you have a little bit more leverage versus if you're going to be in Fast and Furious, where it's a much tighter, larger franchise, and they have a tighter reign on what they allow the people in the films to do. If Trey has ownership, obviously we're going to push the product and do whatever we can. But we're of the mindset when we do deals that we start out with everything we want at the beginning, so there's no issues at the end. So this is a part of his life. Like he said before, if you want Trey, you take this. SX.
Trey, you mentioned going on tour with Nicki Minaj. How has the balancing act been with your personal life, your music life, and this whole movie business venture?
You know, I've kind of, one thing I want to share with y'all that's actually very interesting. When the tour was postponed that we're on right now, the day of the first show, my nephew was born, my first nephew. So, whereas though I was devastated, you know, we were all in go mode, like, oh, I'm about to go on tour, you know what I'm saying? And then we learned that it was 2 weeks back. And, you know, I got this beautiful blessing in a nephew. And it kind of sums up the whole spectrum of what my career has been as far as balance is concerned. My mother says I put Trey Songz before Tremaine. And she says I put my family before Trey Songz, you know what I mean? So it's been something where as though I am the man of my family, and I do take on a lot of responsibility. I am the head of my company, and I do employ about a good 50 people. But God makes it work. It's not really me. You know, when I need a break, it kind of just happens. You know, when I look around and I'm kind of trying to figure it all out, it's not for me to figure out. You know, and I use that blessing as my nephew to describe that, because that's 2 weeks I spent at home with my brother, who's a new father, with my mother, who's a new grandmother. 2 weeks I wouldn't have seen my nephew for probably 2.5 months. You know, so whereas though on one hand you could look at it as though there's a lot of money out, we lost this money, we missing these shows, you're prepared. But on the other hand, there's a life here that I got to spend the first moments with, you know. And that's basically how my career, how my life has worked out throughout these 10 years. And having balance within my team, my faculty, the support system I have around me has allowed me to do amazing things throughout my whole career, whether it be music, whether it be the amazing things we do on social media, whether it be directing my videos, whether it be being in a video, directing my own album photo shoots. The whole marketing plan for the Trigga was myself, my team, with me spearheading it. And it's something that I love and I'm dedicated to as far as my music, my career is concerned, and now this is a very, very big part of it, so you can expect that same dedication. Great question.
Do you find interlocking tours more satisfying in that you can take breaks, do longer shows, and pick off new fans that may have come to see the other act, and the other act can do vice versa and meet your fans?
I think it's actually much like on a co-headlining aspect, it's much like a show where as though a radio show maybe where you go and it's 20 acts on the bill. So you know the place is sold out. You go play your 30 minutes and you know you go and everybody's so hyped up, and then they get to see somebody else that they might not know all about. So I definitely think it's something where you get to, you know, get a little rest. You get to share the stage with, and especially with somebody that you are friends with. I think this could be a problem if it was somebody that you didn't enjoy spending time with. Chris Brown and I have been friends for a very long time. This is something that we've wanted to happen for a very long time, and it's finally here through all the things that it took to happen. And every night is a blast. It's one of the most fun, some of the most fun I've ever had on tour. But I think it's a 2 hour 30-minute show. So you look up and both of us have performed like a very long time without fans getting worried. People don't take a seat. So I think it's very gratifying. But I'm very much still looking forward to my own tour.
Do you have anything special planned for Sunday, being that you're going to be in D.C., close to Virginia?
I might.
You want to tell us?
I might. No, it wouldn't be special if I told you. from around? Where you from? Harlem. Okay. You just in the know. I dig it.
Trey, can you talk about, I remember at one point you were doing a clothing line for Trey Angels.
Trey's Angels, yes. We actually went into business, about 4 years ago when we started Trey's Angels Clothing Company. And we still have actually everything in line with that, for that to take off. For myself, I wanted to, much to the balance she was speaking about earlier, it was a lot on our plate at that time. I felt as though there would be a better situation. And actually, something happened with our vendors as well as the designer. So it came into a place where we felt as though it best we leave it for now and maybe come back to it later.
But like a lot of things that, you know, he's done with his brand and partnering with other brands, we learned a lot about his consumer, where we can go next, and it was a real case study for us. So we're excited, and Trey, you know, has done a lot of stuff now in high fashion world, whether it be Versace or his Calvin Klein campaign. So we're really excited for the next step in fashion as well. So thank you for the question.
Pass out the drinks.
Slow motion.
Let's pass out the slow-mo.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, so we have a very busy schedule. For those that would like to come and see SX and Trey in action, we're literally heading up to the Bronx to a big liquor store up there. I just heard that there are lines out the door. They're already selling bottles.
They have blankets.
And it's 1 degree.
It's 1 degree.
1 degree outside. We got lines around the corner.
Yeah, so that's great. But on behalf of SX and Trey, you know, thank you all for coming. And our mission statement is to make the world sexier one sip at a time. So here's to making the world sexier. Enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Cheers.
Cheers.